What's up, Zombie Talk 123 MLB Talk 24/7. All right, so just about a year after frustration, Washington National fans, after seeing 12 or 13 great starts from Steven Strasburg, first round pick, first overall pick, had so much hype, kind of like a Mark Pryor, but I think he has a better future ahead of him. And then the news, he needs Tommy John surgery this earlier in his career. He gets it over with. He rehabs. He's been having solid minor league starts. You know, every time you hear about it, it seems like he'll go 5 innings and won't allow a run or allow 1 or 2 runs at most. He comes up to the major leagues and he helps right away. He comes up to the Nationals today against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Ted Lilly's pitching for the Dodgers. Steven Strasburg for the Washington Nationals. He pitches 5 innings. That was his limit for the day, 5 innings. He pitches 56 pitches today. 56 pitches in 5 innings. Now that is effective right there. Even though he can only pitch 5 innings today, if he was able to, go to 80 pitches, he might have got to the 7th or 8th inning, which is incredible. The fact that this is first start back, the Washington Nationals need a solid starter. I mean, as a baseball fan, as a National fan, you should be super excited about adding a guy of this caliber for next year. Like I said earlier, it's kind of like adding a Cliff Lee. I think he'll put up numbers pretty similar to what Cliff Lee will put up next season. With Cliff Lee aging, with Steven Strasburg growing up, maturing as a pitcher, and he's already shown signs of brilliance. So it's only going to get better. So you think for the Nationals, it's like locking up an ace like Cliff Lee for the next 5-6 years and having them in your starting rotation, adding them this year, something you haven't had the last year. So you're adding Steven Strasburg, you have Jordan Zimmermann, you have some guys. Jordan Zimmermann reached his innings limit. He had Tommy John surgery earlier in his career. And you have guys like that, solid guys. It's going to be interesting to see. We saw Malone the other day hit a home run in the first at-bat, but he's a pitcher, not supposed to be a position player. We'll see what happens with that. But they have exciting guys in their minor league system. They're really looking for pitchers. Obviously, that's the thing that they've kind of been scarce on the last few years, not having solid pitching. Their offense has been decent. It's struggled at times, but this year it's definitely improved. Roger Bernardina is a guy to look at. They were trying to get Denard Span, but giving up Drew Storen I think is too much for Denard Span, in my opinion at least. Drew Storen's a really young closer who has potential all-star. I mean, he's an all-star. I mean, really, he's all-star potential there. They also have Tyler Clippard, who has a few years left on his contract. Pretty team-friendly there. So you have two very solid relievers there. Your rotation just keeps getting better and better. And again, it's like going out and getting the best guy on the market, adding him to your rotation. How is that going to affect you next year? As for Steven Strasburg coming back, debuting since his surgery in the major leagues, going 5 innings, allowing 2 hits. The only hit he allowed before he got 11 outs in a row, he allowed D. Gordon a double to start the game, which was not good. Probably some fans were like, oh, maybe we won't see the same Steven Strasburg. But he settled down, retired 11, and then he let Juan Rivera hit a single. That's right. But they never scored. So a shutout of 5 innings. And then they let the bullpen come in here, and they allow 3 runs. That must be disappointing. You're in line for a win. It's not really necessarily just that you're in line for a win. It's more that you pitch so good in the limited time you're out there, and you probably know that if you're able to stay out there, you would have won this game. You could have pitched 7 or 8 innings. But obviously, you can't, max him out here. This is just making sure he gets back in the groove of things. After an injury like this, you really got to be careful. Just get him back in the routine, and then get him stronger for next year, and then next year have him in there every 5 days. So a great start for Steven Strasburg. He struck out quite a few today too. We'll have to see from here, but first start getting out of the way to go 5 innings, not allow a run, strike out a few here and there, only give up 2 hits, and his fastball reaching at 99 miles an hour. That's pretty fantastic. So Washington National fans obviously need to be happy. Finished product on Steven Strasburg. Still in the works, but he's back and he's healthy, and we're getting back in the routine. So it's very good news for the Washington Nationals, him and the organization, everyone, all the fans. All right, thanks for watching Zombie Talk 123.